Vice President, Architect Namani Sambo, thank you for partnering with me. Let me certainly appreciate the Director General of the campaign organization, Dr. Ahmad Ali, our dear governors, our host governor, the governor of Ekiti State, Osho Komole. And our dear governor, who is also the zonal coordinator of our campaign organization, the governor of Ondo State, the Iroko himself. Members of the National Working Committee of our party, members of our Board of Trustees, and other very senior members of our party here with us, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, dear party leaders, our great women and great youth of this great Ekiti State. Ekiti Keto! I thank you. First and foremost, let me sincerely appreciate our young people. And I mentioned it in Lagos, that the flag of our campaign, that this year our campaign is for the young people. Especially those of you who are voting for the first time. Those of you between 18 years and probably 23 years. Because a number of people are out to deceive us. We have been following politicians in the 60s, politicians in the 80s, 1980s, politicians today. And we remember there is one popular artist, I think it's Tony Wilson. You remember Tony Wilson? Maybe some of you were not born when he sang his song. His popular song, that normally goes this way. So that politician is a man of many words, going to so many places, talking to so many people, telling so many lies. So that Tony Wilson song tried to portray the politician as somebody who will see black and call it white, and see red and call it blue. But our leadership and the PDP government is redefining politics. We are saying as a politician, you must tell the people what you believe in. You cannot deceive Nigerians. You cannot be an hypocrite. If we say this is blue, it is blue. If we say it is white, it is white. If I say I'll do this, if I'm unable to do it, I explain to you why I was unable to do it. I am not to deceive Nigerians, I will not deceive Nigerians. For Ekiti State, I thank all of you, because not too long ago we were here in Ekiti State to present Ayo Fayose, your own person. And you accepted us. You voted for him. And we have to thank you very sincerely. And we promise that we will work with Ayo Fayose to improve Ekiti State. I have to thank you very sincerely. And let me also, before Ayo Fayose's election, we are here also in 2011. We presented ourselves to you, and you voted for us, and we won the election. And within this period that we have been in office, we have also demonstrated that we have done little things, and I will go to that. Ekiti State was created 1st October 1996. Bayelsa State was created 1st October 1996. So Bayelsa State and Ekiti State were created at the same time. And if you look at all the states created at that time, Bayelsa State, Ekiti State, Ebonyi State, Nasarawa State, Zamfara State, and Gombe State. These were 6 states created, the last state that were created. And I know as a Bayelsa, these last states were not even given any grant. And these last states have been suffering. And I know because I was the first elected deputy governor of Bayelsa State. So the problems of Ekiti are just like the problems of Bayelsa State. And I will not need any of you to come and ask me if I'll do it. Ekiti State is known to be what we call maybe academic excellence, the fountain of knowledge. Outside the Ekiti State, those of us who are outside the Ekiti State, we believe that every family of Ekiti State has 1 or 3 professors. But are you not surprised that you never had a federal government university? You have produced vice chancellors to so many universities. deputy vice chancellor to so many universities, deans of faculties to so many universities, heads of department to so many universities, senior lecturers to so many universities, lecturer ones to so many universities, assistant lecturer to so many universities, graduate assistants to so many universities. But you never had one single federal university. And I felt it was not right. Ekiti people did not come to ask me, but I believe that what is right is right. And that's why we gave a federal university to Ekiti State. And that is the style of this administration. But let me appreciate Ekiti State because we are talking about academic excellence. You have produced most of the great brains that have produced people in this country. Most other people believe that either you are taught by a product of, either you are taught by a lecturer who is a citizen of Ekiti State, or you are taught by a lecturer who was taught by a citizen of Ekiti State. So you have contributed so much to knowledge, and that's why in this gathering we can appreciate people like Professor J.F. Ajayi, the historian of blessed memory, Professor Sam Aluko, the economist from this great state, people like Professor Nii Osundari, a literary giant that recently I honored him. He got the National Order of Merit Award. And it can go on and on and on. This is a state that has produced people. After Babalola, I have to thank him, not just being a knowledgeable person, made his marks, but has also been able to build in a private university. And that is why the federal government is even partnering with him to give him a teaching hospital that the federal government would furnish to teach our students. So just like as I mentioned, I'm in Ekiti State. I will not want to enumerate projects we have done. I've mentioned that you don't need to ask me. When we were coming for Fayose's presentation, we drove from Akure down to Ekiti, and I noticed that no, that road needs to be resurfaced. And we promised that we are going to do that road. Also, there is a road that I've been briefed properly, the Ekiti Ifaki Road. It's a road that the state government was working in construction with the federal government, but the arrangement was not too straightforward, and the project got stalled. I promise you that luckily it's their own son that is the Minister of State for Works. We are going to do that road for the Ekiti people. We know very clearly that most of these great professors that were produced by Ekiti State, they were trained by their fathers. People of 50 years or less 60 years and above, they were trained by their fathers and their mothers because Ekiti people are great farmers, very hard-working, great farmers. And they use that money to train their students. And that is why you have more professors than any other state. At the time, you have more professors than, I can say, almost 50% of the country, Ekiti alone. And we believe now that we must continue to encourage farming. Not the farming that was done by our forefathers, not the farming that was done by my mother and my grandmother, but farming, what we call commercial farming, a complete value chain in the agri sector, where young men and women would farm with modern equipment, so that we create the next set of millionaires and billionaires through farming. Of course, if you look at what is happening today, the cocoa is coming back. We are producing 3 times the quantity of cocoa we used to produce before. We are producing 3 times the quantity of cassava we used to produce before. And on, because of our agricultural revolution plan. Farmers are now getting fertilizers and other agro inputs directly, using the electronic wallet. So all this corruption in the farming sector, the federal government and state government used to pump so much money in, and the money will just disappear, and less than 10% of the fertilizers and other inputs you get to farmer is a thing of the past. And that is, I always say, that is the way you will even fight corruption. You must create a system using the electronic method, IT method. You must use IT to prevent crime. You use IT to prevent corruption. And that fertilizer area is one area that we have succeeded. And we'll do that in all sectors of our economy. We are also building a 100,000 metric tons capacity silo because we believe that our farmers must have where to store their grains. When we buy grains from the farmers, we must store and bring out when we need. And the state is also getting that from Minister of Agriculture. I can go on and on mentioning things done through the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals, through the Tech Fund, the Tertiary Education Fund, the tertiary institutions, through the power sector, and also our own relationship with the World Bank. We have done a number of things. Microcredit have been mentioned that the CBN, federal government doing together. We're creating opportunities for young men and women to be in position to even employ others. I would say that this government believes in education. And if you believe in education, so many young men and women will be entering the labor market every year. And we know there's about an average of about 1.8 million Nigerians are entering the labor market every year. And that's why we have set up a machinery, what we call the Presidential Job Board, headed by the Vice President, made up of government functionaries and the private sector. If it's only government, we'll say no, they are deceiving us. But our top businessmen and women are members of the Presidential Job Board. And they are totally committed to creating at least 2 million jobs every year. And they are working hard because if we educate our children, we must also create jobs for them. But in addition to just creating jobs for them, we believe that the next generation of Nigerians must be jobs creators. We want the young people to create jobs for people. We don't want them to depend on only others employing them. They should be answered Oga. They should be called Oga and answered by others. And that is why we brought this concept of you win. The young people know about it. You send in your proposal, the neutral board will assess it, your feasibility, and if they will assess it, and if you convince them they can do a business, they give you a grant. It's not a loan, you don't pay back. We have given 3 rounds, and we have seen what they are doing. Some of you have made, some young Nigerians are already producing and packaging things that are very neat and very good. Some of them are already having markets even outside Nigeria. In the next 5 years or so, so many of these young people will be exporting their products. These will be, they will now become the next Dangotes and the big names we are hearing. We are also going into agriculture also. We are encouraging young men and women to go into commercial agriculture. Not the agriculture that we know about. Agriculture that will become a millionaire, a billionaire. Commercial agriculture that will be assisted with modern equipment, using modern technology to farm. What we call the agropreneurs. Of course, you know the Minister of Agriculture that is working with us now has been the best Minister of Agriculture from 1999 that came into government, I know. And he's working very hard. Of course, he's her own son, though he's not from Ekiti, but he's from a neighboring state, Ogun State. And he's working very hard, creating young millionaires, young graduates that are already millionaires doing agribusiness. So these young people will even add to our own commitment to create jobs. So our target of 2 million jobs every year will surely meet, because we have diversified the economy and we believe that we'll get that target. I said that we don't just promise. Whatever we mention, ask us, what have you done within this period? And we can tell you exactly what we have done. We cannot deceive you. We don't believe that a politician must be defined by Tony Wilson's music, that must go to so many places, talk to so many people, telling so many lies. We are another breed of politicians that will be going to so many places, telling so many people about what we are doing, the truth and nothing but the truth. PDP! PDP! Ekiti State is a great state. Ekiti State is the fountain of knowledge. We'll work with you to improve the economy of this state and improve the academics. I thank you all.